Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Mariposas. So, as you may have worked out, Mariposas is a game about butterflies. It has been released by Elizabeth Hargraves, who is also the designer of Wingspan. I fear that this game has been designed to bring in another portion of the community, the portion that likes butterflies, and turn them into gamers just like Wingspan has done. Unfortunately, I am not 100% convinced that this game is going to be another Wingspan. And I would suggest that anyone designing to be a something is probably not going to do real well. And that's kind of what this all comes down to with my thought process on this, is that Wingspan really came out of nothing and was a surprise smash. It really was a hit last year. I really horrendously fear that AEG has gone, let's make another Wingspan. We'll use the same designer. We'll do a design on another type of animal that can do a thing. And here we are, have Mariposas. I wonder if Mariposas has unfortunately come out at the same time or within the same ballpark time as other butterfly games. You may remember that I did a Gamesplainer Papillon not too long ago. That's another butterfly game. The two butterfly games are vastly different to each other, don't get me wrong. They do play very differently, and they're aimed at like totally different games, but because they are both of the same theme, having them come out on the back of each other or really close to each other is potentially a bad thing. If anyone's trying to grab the butterfly crowd. And I believe there's actually another butterfly game around, maybe in Kickstarter or just come through Kickstarter. I'm not 100% on that. I'm pretty sure that I've heard of other people talking about a third butterfly game. So just be aware of it. So what is Mariposas about? How do we play it, I guess, is the question. You have a single butterfly that starts in Mexico. You're going to travel with that butterfly up into America, and then before the end of the game, you need to get back down into Mexico again. Now, the whole thing is that you need to breed your way up through butterflies. So the butterfly that leaves Mexico is a level 1 butterfly. That needs to then breed into a level 2 butterfly, and the 2 turns into a 3 and a 3 into 4. And you need to get the level 4 butterflies back down to Mexico. The 4s can breed up to a second level 4, so you're only spending the amount of movement to get 1 butterfly back there, but you're actually moving 2, so that's a really good thing. And that's realistically the game, is just the movement from point A up to somewhere and back down. You could just move to the first spot where you're going to be able to breed other butterflies and just continually stay there and breed your way up and then pull them all back down. But within that game, there are 3 different seasons. I'm assuming the 4th season is winter, so they all need to be back in Mexico for that season. That's why they go back to Mexico. But in each season, there are specific positions that your butterflies need to be in for you to get points. And understanding what those are can get you some good amounts of points. But there's always a balance between, if I go after that or do I go after the final points of the game. Because if you can get like 6 butterflies over the line, you're getting an immense number of points at the end of the game. And finding that balance is really what this game is about. My experience with the game, I've played it a couple of times, but my experience is that if I just go after what's on those cards, I'm not going to be able to get too many level 4 butterflies back into Mexico by the end of the game. And so therefore I'm limited on how many points I can get. Whereas the last game I had, I pushed up, but I kept a butterfly back down at the lowest point available to breed as many of those level 4 butterflies as I could to get them back across. And keeping that goal in mind, anything that was kind of left over then went up after the other goals. And I think that might be the right way to play it. I may be wrong. I haven't played it a heap, but it's something to kind of just get your head around. I think that's how I would play it in future if this game comes back to the table. The other thing is that there are cities around the board, and they have little tokens on them. And when you put a butterfly onto that token, you flip the token over, if it hasn't already been flipped over, you get a card. Now, there's a lineup of 4 different versions of 3 different colors. Each card is worth a point at the end of the game. Great. But if you get the combination of all 4 in one of the colors, you'll get a bonus which sits at the end of that color. Now, that's a worthwhile thing to go after, but the actual act of getting all the stuff, I don't know if there's benefit in it, because to get them, you're only getting a point each time. The bonus may be pretty good, but may not be worth 20 points at the end of the game. So going after that may be this thing of, oh, there's another thing you can do, but if you focus on it, it's kind of a side quest. You're going to forget the main purpose of what we're doing. And I haven't seen, or I can't see how that would actually balance out the ability to get a whole bunch of points through the game to kind of add up to what's going to be a winning hand. Getting some of them, yeah, for sure, because you'll get points, and you can get the same one a few times and just keep those points coming in. But the main purpose is each time your butterfly stops, it will get a token from a type of flower. And you need to turn those flowers in. So if you turn in 3 of them of the same type of flower, you can turn a level 2 butterfly to breed a level 3 butterfly. And this is kind of the game. This is what you're really trying to get to. The other thing is these cards that each season, if you're going after them, you're going to try to get above a certain city, or to the right of a certain city, or to have butterflies on certain colors, or to be around a city. There's a whole bunch of different ones available that will come up. So it makes every game that you play this slightly different to every other game. But I fear that all this stuff that's put in front of you as ways to get extra points, I fear that that's just kind of trying to lead you down a path that's away from how to actually get the major points of the game. The balance on this, like in most of the games, if I'm playing, I want to be able to take a path, which is one of these paths I've been talking about, but know that I've got a chance in that path against someone who's taking this other path. I don't think that that's necessarily in this game. I think that there's some extra benefits, some extra points, which are really great. But if you just focus on them, I don't think you're going to do real well compared to, say, other games where you could just go, okay, I'm going to go after this thing, and keep your focus on that and continually push on that. And you'll usually end up coming in with someone who's focused over here and done this, and they'll come in really close to alignment. I don't think that's the case with this game. I'm not sure if the way this game was designed, it's supposed to be that, or it's supposed to literally be a buffer. I can see this other thing that I could be doing, but if I go after it, I'm going to forget about what my main purpose is. I think that might be the game, is just being able to keep your focus on what your main purpose is throughout the entire game. So you don't go too far, because if you go too far, how do we move? You're playing a card over your hand. You have a choice of 2 cards. And each time you play a card, you'll pick up another card. But playing one of those 2 cards will cause 3 movements of 1 spot, or 1 movement of 5 spots, or, there's a couple of different combinations of movements. And so your movement of 5 spots is taking 1 butterfly and moving it 5 spots away, and then grabbing the flower of wherever it's landed. And 3 movements of 1 is moving 1 butterfly 1 spot away, take the flower. You could move that same butterfly if you wished, or you could move a different one if you have it. And trying to build up these combinations of flower tokens just all the same, or to do a breeding of the butterflies, it's going to cost you all the same. But if you say you wanted to go from level 2 to a level 3 butterfly, rather than paying 3 of the same type of flower, you could pay 4 different flowers, and that will have the same effect. So there's a lot of thinking, I guess, going on with this game with, what do I need? What do I want to do? How can I push this forward? How can I enable this to push forward? And that's really the whole thing of it. I feel like there's a game, and then there's a whole bunch of side quests that don't really get there. That's my overall thinking of it. The design of the game, the look of the game, it's nice enough. It looks pretty on the table. You've got some wooden butterfly pieces. They're really nice. It's all really fine. I don't think that this is going to be another Wingspan. It's really what it comes down to. While I enjoyed playing it, it didn't quite scratch the itch, I guess. So we'll see what ends up happening with this particular game. I really desperately hope that Elizabeth Hargraves, who has come out with a really strong game on the outset with the first game out, I hope that people aren't just looking at her and going, oh, I will get another Wingspan by having her design the game. It should be, okay, you've had a real good, lucky, long live game. Let's actually see how you go now. I'm really looking forward to more games that she brings out. I really do appreciate her games. I don't dislike her or her games. I just don't think that every game that she brings out is going to be a Wingspan. So look, that's my 2 cents. Please go ahead and watch my Gamesplaned Gamesplanation to get a feel for how the game actually plays and what it's actually about. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be Gamesplaned, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games that I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.